Holidays just arrived, and with it came a good bunch of new games. Some we've actually been waiting on for months, some straight out of nowhere. Hello friends, this is Mobile, and here's some of the finest new mobile games released on Android and iOS. So, Cargo Hunter's sitting atop, and it is a real deal. The kind of mobile shooter that lets you stop whatever you're doing and log in. For those of you who missed this thing, it's a hardcore PvP VAI extraction game wrapped in a filthy cyberpunk apocalypse where everyone feels tense, risky, and earned. So you drop in, fight AI and real players, and rip cybergenetic upgrades off of fallen enemies. You grab whatever loot you can and pray you make it out alive. Gunfights are pretty brutal. In fact, upgrades do change how you play, and the extraction pressure is constant. No hand-holding, no arcade fluff, just survival progression and domination. If there's one mobile shooter pushing the genre forward right now, this is it. Coming from the team behind the game I Am Monkey, bunch of other great mobile top quality games, we're counting number 2 with I Am Bird. I've actually mentioned before, this one gives you full open world freedom, letting you soar, dive, and cause havoc like Grand Theft Auto, but with wings. Controls are surprisingly smooth, it's got sandbox interactions, which are almost insane, and the world is built for exploration. Goofy, addictive, and already 500,000 players deep in just days. If you've ever wanted to flap, crash, and spin your wheel of boredom through a living, breathing open world, I Am Bird is almost a no-brainer. Escape from School Runaway is just your pure next level mischief simulator. Like, you're not just sneaking past these teachers and bullies, this is escape sim game and you're plotting heists with school supplies, outsmarting the janitor, turning every classroom into a battlefield basically. Stealth, puzzle solving, and absurd comedy all collide perfectly here. You hide on the desks, improvise, and find multiple ways to break free. The level design is pretty clever, humor hits constantly, and the latest update actually makes it feel almost console tier. It's offline, free, and just full of surprise. Pretty near to that ultimate schoolscape fantasy. Pretty smart, pretty ridiculous, and pretty deep. Now on another hand, we have the game The Land of Boggs, Dr. Dash. One of the finest, chillest, endless running games with like way more personality than you'd expect. I mean, look, if you're already familiar with The Land of Boggs, you know. These creators are doing almost God's work on their channel, but with The Land of Boggs Decor Dash, you're getting almost the same quality as Subway Surf, legit. It's online, 400 megabytes in total, even smoother and pretty fun for a genre that's almost jam-packed as it is. 10 out of 10 if you were rooting for a chef, this one's definitely for you. We're going to be kicking off our number 5 with the Old Gold, something we've actually played on mobile previously that was taken down for some copyright issues, a game, Clover Pit. Basically like Hell's version of Vegas, but instead of like bright lights, neon lights and cocktails, you're actually locked in a room with a slot machine, which is basically an ATM, and some pit that wants to eat you. Pretty fast, pretty punishing game. It's like Balatro had a baby with a grim indie anti-gambling PSA. The odds are always against you here. Modifiers do exist so you can pretend you have control over here, and it's actually legitimately fun even losing. You pay up, spend, survive, repeat. It's a gambling game with stakes that actually matter. Good game is actually available now globally with a rating of 4.9 out of 5. Asphalt Champions, which is actually not a official Asphalt game, is also a no BS premium racer that actually respects your skill. No energy timers, no gotcha junk, just tight handling, smart AI, and tracks to reward clean lines and perfect drifts. It's got different modes, time trials are where it really shines, pushing you to master every corner instead of spamming nitro. The car list is kind of lean but classy. It's got customization, it's meaningful, and multiple camera views let you race exactly how you want. It's got split screen hot seat, which is rare on mobile, and it's working pretty good actually. If you want a serious offline racing that feels focused and confident, Asphalt Champions actually earns its price tag. Winter Soccer 2 is the latest, coolest mobile football game that has come to feeling serious. And this ain't arcade fluff, it's a full-on simulation game with some weighty physics, smooth pacing, and motion captured animations that actually sell every single pass, tackles, and volley. The matches breathe like real football where positioning and timing matter more than button mashing. Building your squad is another dangerous, addictive part of the game it's got deep customization, letting you shape both players and clubs however you want. Add global temptation and replay sharing and it just feels great. I don't know, if Cargo Hunters is your number 1, this kinda earns its spot at number 2, although it's number 7 because it's a sports game, but one of the most legit football games on mobile right now. Now, with that being said, Shelter of Sursur 5 just came out on Android. It's offline, it's free to try, pure indie horror feel. Creepy, tense, and uncomfortable in just the right ways. So once again, you're dropped in a abandoned shelter run by these mascots, except this time it wastes like 0 time, making you feel haunted. Exploration's just slow and nerve-wracking, puzzles are pretty simple but effective, and stealth actually matters. The atmosphere of the game really carries the whole experience though, with darkness, sounds, and enemy behavior keeping you constantly on edge. It's not about jump scares this one though, it's about pressure and paranoia. That's right, paranoia is kind of name of the game. If you like puzzle horror games with a grim story and some real tension, this one really demands a download. Number 9. Beautiful exploration, great early combat, very strong opening story, fair monetization, and great soundtrack. So if we were to summarize Where Winds Meet in just a sentence, that was it. One of you commented down another video that it's a crime not to include Where Winds Meet in these new game lists, so I guess this one's for you, buddy. However, before we actually close the subject, keep in mind, despite that first sentence, Where Winds Meet also suffers some really repetitive gameplay, some buggy systems, some weak stealth, AI feels hollow, localization issues, some late game TDM, and a few more. Either way, it's a pretty good game, it's getting better for sure, and these developers actually have a free new DLC on the way as well. Well, you know Yamane Yander's Love Life. I mean, I've mentioned this game before. Horror game, anime kind of version of a Hitman game with a schoolgirl as a protagonist. That one is now on Android for free. I mean, look, it's just a really decent mobile game and overall just a pretty good mobile port. The story is you're just a psychopath running around smothering, suffocating, murdering everyone that kind of has a crush on your boyfriend. I mean, yeah, there's a reason this game is rated +18 on the Play Store. Anyway, it's up there, it's quite well ported. It's halfway a sim game, another half kind of a Hitman game. Pretty educational, actually. Definitely a few methods I'm pretty sure we would agree with these developers sometimes. Personally approve this is a pretty good game. It's a simulation horror game. It's about 1 GB in size. It's online. Give it a shot. Why not?
This time, cooperation is key.
Let's keep moving, Plankton.
So with that being said, at number 11, it is SpongeBob Patty Pursuit 2, which is unfortunately a Apple Arcade family exclusive at the moment, but promised to hit other mobile stores as well soon. This is actually a sequel, also again a platformer, where SpongeBob and Plankton team up to recover the Krusty Krab and track down Plankton's missing inventions. Here you can play solo as SpongeBob, or team up in local co-op with Plankton, who moves freely and shoots from a distance. Levels actually include paths only Plankton can reach, making teamwork here matter. The game runs pretty smooth, characters are cool, the voice acting matches the show. Pretty simple, pretty fun, approachable, perfect for some short sessions or longer co-op. It's one hell of a mobile port. On another hand, we've got over here another indie project going by the name War in Arms. One that actually comes with a lot of potential. It's a 5v5 tactical shooting where teamwork isn't just a suggestion. You pick an operator, coordinate with friends, and either hold the line against the last order, or you join them in battles. That's basically it. It's got a pretty crisp gunplay, this one. Movement's responsive, matches are short enough to squeeze in between life sequences. If you wanted the mobile first-person shooter that doesn't treat tactics as optional, this one's definitely for you. Now with that being said, and this is a quick one, Contra Guns just came out to Android. This one is just straight up no-nonsense mobile PvP shooter that's all about clean gunplay and fast reactions. Look, it's a free game and downloaded nearly 500,000 times in just 2 days. Matches are pretty short, they get sweaty, constant, with solid maps that reward smart positioning instead of just rushing. The weapon variety is pretty strong, loadouts do matter, recoil when you're shooting feels tuned rather than floaty and stuff. It's got team modes that push coordination, while solo stays, intense and quick. It doesn't reinvent shooters by any means, but it doesn't, need to. I mean, look, it's just a tight competitive first-person and third-person shooter built for mobile session. So if you're into tactical shooters and real PvP pressure, Contra Guns is absolutely worth checking in.
Akhirnya ketemu juga lu.
The shadows.
On another hand, Skull's Revenge, The Last Wolf kinda goes hard on attitude, and it doesn't even apologize. Here you play as a broken ex-con kid thrown back into high school, and you're gonna be punching your way through gangs, turf wars, and personal grudges to just get out. The combat's pretty raw, combo heavy, it's got boss fights that feel personal, and building a crew, which you actually can, gives the story some real momentum. It's got some school life RPG systems that add layer, add flavor, while the narrative keeps things surprisingly intense, and all the combat, it is gritty, dramatic, and a little unhinged in a good way. If you're into street brawlers with some story and edge, this one's kind of worth throwing hands for. Well, at number 15 we have the game Tetris Block Party, and who couldn't really enjoy a good Tetris game, because this one's actually a legendary kind of remake of what we all grew up with. The core gameplay is still that perfect. Tetris challenge, we all know, but now it's wrapped in PvP, daily challenges, actually some light customization that keeps things moving. Matches are quick, clean, addictive, so whether you're grinding solo offline or flexing with your friends online, pretty easy to pick up, hard to put down, and doesn't mess with what already works. If you want classic Tetris energy with some modern vibes and party game energy, that's a no-brainer. Up next at number 16, we've got the good old Fauji Domination. Frankly, it does actually crank up the 5-on-5 Indian flavor to some new heights. Look, we're only including Fauji in the list here since it's not really a global game in a few ways, as because developers just dropped a major new update for the holidays, which is a third-person mode and some new RPG kill streaks, and a spectator mode. In fact, India loves its shooter, and Fauji Domination knows exactly who it's playing to. I mean, I don't know, this is a pretty big update. Third-person perspectives, kind of shake things up. We're giving better battlefield awareness and whatnot. Fauji is definitely leveling up, and it really is showing. Good job, folks. Now, with that being said, this has actually been out for a good few months, but a new Christmas update just went on and cemented MU Pocket Nights right at the top. This is now straight up peak idle RPG energy. Look, it takes the classic MU grind, the MU games, trims the fat, turns it into pure progression dopamine that you can carry in your pocket. Auto battles feel rewarding, builds actually matter, and late game players finally get some much needed QO love. And this holiday event isn't just cosmetic stuff, but real growth materials. New systems like tarot cards and buffs that respect your time, pretty cozy, addictive, and just constantly evolving type of game. If you want an idle RPG that feels alive and keeps giving, this is the one. Absolute S tier. Rocket Goal IO is, here's just a few quick mentions basically. At number 18 we've got the Rocket Goal, which is basically Rocket League, but it's indie and it's got a solo developer's soul in it. It turns car soccer into racing, pretty fast, ridiculously satisfying when you actually nail the boost, drift and slam the ball as well into the goal in just one move. Physics are pretty weighty, controls are nice and tight, different modes add real depth. Don't really care if you're solo or with friends, this Rocket Goal actually delivers. Cars, soccer, rockets, honestly the best part's actually the multiplayer. On another hand, at number 19 we have the game Hunted Blitz, which is a top-down multiplayer alien shooter style tactical shooting that's done right. It's pretty frantic, it's fast, skill heavy, every second counts as you just dodge, shoot, outsmart opponents across solo and team modes. You get to fight with pistols, grenades, and med kits that are basically your survival tools. Controls are smooth, matches feel tight, and cross-mode progression keeps your hard-earned unlocks relevant anywhere. And whether it's one-on-one duels or 1 versus 9 survival mayhem, the pace on this one never drops. And last but not least, at number 20 we have Gold Siege One-Eyed King, which is a pretty high standards idle RPG and some post-apocalyptic setup. Progression's deep, like stats and pieces of equipment matter, and the customization really hooks you in. Story-wise, it kinda leans dark and intense, and if you'd like some strategy RPG in a dark wrap, some action and idle mechanics, this one's a worthy pick. 2 GB in size in total, definitely got good heart and soul. Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.